Thank you. So it's nice to have everyone on the call. I believe still have more people to join this section today, right? So this is how the program will go. So I think like, it's going to be more of Sophia presenting on what she did as intern at DataLab, and then after that, you guys will have the opportunity of asking her some questions around the project and how she was able to carry the project out. I think that's how the other is going to be. So I'll just do a quick introduction about Sophia. Sophia is one of our past interns at DataLab, and she did very well with our project. And it's nice to have her here talk about what she did during the course of our internship program. Sophia, you can please do it to introduce yourself and then go ahead presenting your project, what you did during the internship period. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sophia, and I was an intern with DataLab. And yeah, I'm very much happy to. I'm currently based in the UK, but I'm so much happy to share my projects with everyone here. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. As I have said earlier, I worked on a project called a data science called predicting roaming, and before the project, this were the breakdown of what I had to look back to before starting the project. First of all, what is very important for all data scientists or analysts is to first of all understand the problem, because without understanding the project or what you're doing, it makes you go around doing things that's taking time in doing other things, which it actually doesn't make you focused in what you're doing. So first of all, it's good you understand what the project is all about. And in this concept, for your project, you'll be given your mark sheets, which outlines what to do and how your project will be graded. And then you've got the project file, which has the requirements of the project. You also need to define your project. In this way, you need to just design a short portfolio in as much as like you need to maybe have this concept at the back of your mind of a company you actually want to design this project for. And then you set your objectives, you divide the project into stages. So this particular one is really very important because this way you try to work with time and giving yourself a timeline for the project, because every project like this project you'll be given at the end of your course would have a deadline. So a good way by which you could be able to manage your time is if you can break the project into different stages, so that you do this at this particular time, you do this at this particular time. That's where you'll be able to manage your time and every other activities you're doing. And then you also need to understand the data set. Is really very important. You go through the data sets you've been given. That way you'll be able to understand what problem you're solving, if it's going to be a regression or a classification problem. And in order to ascertain if it's a regression problem, to ascertain if it's a regression problem, you need to check if the dependent variable contains a continuous quantity or not. And if it's a classification problem, if the dependent variable contains contains a discrete quantity. And then you also need to remove this. Okay, you also need to understand the tools required for the project. If you're going to work with VS Code or Jupyter Notebook, also considering the libraries you need for the project, and then the evaluation matrices, and if you're going to also use Streamlit, because I made use of Streamlit to be able to show my presentation. So once all these have been ascertained, you've been able to determine what is being required, you've understood what you need to do, and you've understood the tools required for the project, then you can then, okay, so this is actually showing how the data set was before cleaning, and like that's after it's been merged together, because the way my project was that I had like 3 separate data sets which I needed to merge together for it to make some sense. And then after merging the data sets, then this was what I had after merging. So we had the date feature, week ID, week month number, month ID, year, day number, revenue, marketing spend. This stuff is obstructive. Yeah, so we have the promo and then the clicks. Actually, this explanation, normally you get this explanation on the project file. They explain what all these features are, and it will help you to understand better what you're looking at. So here you've, this is actually maybe the date when the promo was carried out, the week ID, you've got the months, like the month number when, the months when this promo was carried out. Then you've got the month ID, the year it was carried out, the day name, revenue, marketing spend, like how much it costs to perform this marketing activity. And then you've got the promo. So there are some days whereby there was no promo done. There are some days whereby the promotion carried out was a promotion red promotion, and then you've got promotion blue. And then your clicks actually means it's more like, when you're doing an advertisement, and then how much it takes for you to, like, for each click, how much it takes or how much it costs to make a click per advert, kind of. Okay, so that was an extra slide I made. The first 2 slides I showed you were just an extra slide I made to just showcase, to introduce the project and to let you know what you need to have at the back of your mind before embarking on your project. So the project, actually, the title of the project is Predicting ROMI for Digital Marketing Campaign. So right now we are made to, our job is to predict ROMI, and ROMI is actually return on marketing investments. And this prediction is for a digital marketing campaign. Okay, so the project objective. So this is a regression modeling project which was designed. So the company I had in mind was for this project, to design this project for, was Block Digital. And Block Digital is actually a UK-based media production company. And this project was aimed to enable top management use this derived model to establish if the investment made on their digital marketing campaign delivers on positive return. Okay, so for this project, the data sets involved for this project is, we've got the marketing data set, the revenue data set, and the clicks data set. So they are all different data sets which I needed to combine together for it to make sense, and then for me to then actually see what I'm doing and be able to solve the company's business questions. So the project objective was actually to obtain the best model that's most performed when compared to other regression models, and to provide answers to Block Digital business questions, to provide an interactive, user-friendly interface using Streamlit for ease of deployment and usage. So Streamlit is like an app, a web app, such that with it, you could just input the requirements and then get your results of your ROMI prediction. So the Streamlit was just like, it was an extra thing I had to do to showcase my project, because it wasn't really the requirements of the project, but once in a while, it's actually good to go out of your way to showcase what you're doing. That would only show that, okay, you know what you're doing, and you want to be like, you want to be more than you want to do more than what you were told to do. So that only shows the extent of understanding you have on the project. And then also, one other project objective of the project is to build a predictive model, which I used Streamlit for. That would actually enable the top management to make informed decision on the right campaigning option. So if the right campaigning option was to go for promotion blue or red, or just leave it as no promotion. And then the project outcome was actually to create a model that meets the requirements, which includes the goal and purpose of the company. In this case, the project aim is to improve marketing campaign strategy within the marketing team at Block Digital. So the next step which I went into was to undergo data preparation. So before any project can be done, sometimes you'll be given a data set, a complete data set, which you don't necessarily need to merge different data sets together. But in a real world scenario, you might have to get different data sets from different departments of a company. And so you need to bring them in together. So the first step in data preparation stage is actually to merge these data sets. But if you're lucky enough to have all the data sets in one sheet, then fine, you just go ahead to the next stage, either the cleaning or any other thing you feel. But at this stage, I needed to merge because I had 3 different data sets: the marketing, revenue, and clicks. So I needed to merge all of them together for me to actually proceed to the next step. And then, so after that, I actually did my derivation of additional features, because we were told to derive CPC. Yeah, we were told to derive CPC, which, yeah. So I derive CPC, and then ROMI is actually the what we're actually looking for. So that would actually come up when at the end of everything. So so after that, we then derive other additional features, such as the date column, which includes the day, months, weekdays, weekends, holiday, year. So these other additional features, you get to know. So from the mark sheets, you'll get to know what you're doing, because that way, from the mark sheets, you'll see there are some questions you will see, and with that, you'll know that, oh, you will need to get a column for your day, you will need to get a column for your month, weekday, weekend, holiday, year. And then from the mark sheets, we were also told to drop, I was also told to drop the existing dates, week ID, month number, month ID, day name, and year. So the whole idea of this, what the course tutor wanted to ascertain, was for you to not make use of the given dates, week ID, and month number, and then month ID and day name. So he wanted us to create it on our own, create a day, month, weekday, weekend, holiday, and year on our own, and then drop the ones that were already given to us, which was the pre-existing ones. And then once this has been done, then we go to the data cleaning stage. And for every data cleaning stage, you need to check for data inconsistency. You need to check for the data types, the incorrect, what's the data types that are there. If they are incorrect, you need to change it. Then you need to check for duplicate data set, because sometimes some of the data can actually be duplicated. So once you have a proper review of the data, you see that some things might have been duplicated. You also need to check for wrong data formatting, and also check for missing data, very important. And then check for negative values, special character, and outliers. Okay, so after performing these data preparations strategies, I was able to come up with my final data set after preparation. So in here, I've been able to eradicate the pre-existing columns and then created my own day. So out of the dates feature, I created, because if you notice, this was the data set before cleaning. And so I've got my dates column here. So with this dates column, I was able to create my day, month, weekday, weekend out of that dates column. And I also created my year out of it as well. And then with that, I was able to get my marketing spend. Okay, the marketing spend was actually given to us already, and then we needed to ascertain the clicks as well, and then the revenue was also already given to us, and then CPC was a derived column as well. So CPC, you needed to we were told to actually obtain CPC, which was getting revenue minus marketing costs over marketing costs. So this formula was already given to us in the project file. And then from this same date, I was able to also get holiday, because there are some dates. So holiday is you need to, so depending on the country and depending on the country where you're designing this project for, I used a UK-based company, so I was able to determine and extract the holidays out of the date. So based on the dates, I was able to determine if that date was a holiday. So where you have 0, it means you've not got holidays, but where you've got ones, then it means, so it's a 0 or 1 column field. So it's where you have 1, then it's a holiday date. Yeah, so I was able to derive promotion blue column and promotion red column. So these separate columns were necessary because I would actually need them for my for solving the business questions after, like, in the coming questions. So I needed to design some columns for it. So for the category blue, wherever you've got a 0, it means it's not a category blue. Like it's not a promotion blue day, but where you've got a 1, then it means this is a day where promotion blue was actually carried out. It's likewise that of red as well. So at the end of the day, the derived column which we obtained from the dates feature was day, month, weekday, weekend, holiday, and year. And then the column we derived from the custom derived columns were CPC and ROMI. So these formulas were actually given to us from the project file. So you don't really necessarily need to worry yourself about this. And then for the derived categorical columns, it was very necessary. I actually changed this promotion blue and red into categorical columns such that wherever there was a promotion, a blue promotion, it should give me a 1. And wherever there was no blue promotion, then to give me a 0. So I did that for promotion blue, red. For holidays, where there was a holiday, there would be a 1. And when there was no holiday, it would be a 0. And then weekends. If it was a weekend, yes, then it's gonna give you a 1, and then if it wasn't a weekend, then it's gonna be a 0. So these features were created based on the need of the business question. That's why it's really very important you understand the business questions before you proceed, because if not, you just be wasting unnecessary time. So because I was able to understand the questions, I already knew beforehand that creating these separate columns were really, really very necessary for me to proceed with my business questions, which was why I did this. So this is just a screenshot of the top and the bottom data sets. So yeah. So yeah, after this is being done, after you've been able to clean your data set and get you ready for merge your data sets, clean your data set, that's done all the necessary data preparation stage, then you are good to go with solving the business questions. So the first business question that we were asked in the project was to obtain the average revenue and spend on weekdays and weekends. So now, based on this question, you can agree with me that yes, that weekend and weekday column was really very necessary, because if I hadn't created it, I wouldn't be able to have solved this. So with this, I was able to perform some, this is more like an exploratory data analysis. So with this, I created some bar charts, which helps to get the revenue of marketing spend and revenue for both weekend and weekdays. So this is for weekends and this is for weekdays. And here are the results because all these were performed on Jupyter Notebook. And so I just had a screenshot of my results here. I could always share my project file when necessary. If you need it, I could send it to you. But yeah, I was only told to show my slides, so that's why I can explain as much as possible. But just this was the outcome of the business questions I was able to do, and then I was able to. So this was the result. So for 0 was standing for the weekdays and 1 for weekends. So to obtain the average revenue during weekdays and weekends. So for weekends, we've got this value, and for weekdays, we've got this value. And then the average spend obtained during the weekends and weekdays. So we were told to find the average revenue and the average spend. So for the spend, this was what I obtained using Jupyter Notebook. And then this was what I obtained when for the average revenue using the same Python Jupyter Notebook. And then the business, this was actually for business solution 1 and 2. And then this is for business question 3, which was to find the trend in CPC for promotion red, blue, and blue across different days, months, weekdays, weekends, holiday, and year. So another thing, you can agree with me that you actually needed your days, your months, your weekdays, weekends, holidays. So it was from this question I realized that yeah, I would need holiday from the data set. So I had to also create this column and create the year column as well. So yeah, from that, so since we went, I was told to obtain the trend. So that way you could actually, after analyzing the results from each of them, because this is for the day, this is for the month, this is for weekends, then I was able to make some, prefer some analysis from the results from the data sets which I was able to show to perform. So yeah, this was the results of everything. And for promotion red, we were able to see that the peak CPC value on Sunday and was on Sunday and least cost on Friday. So with it, you can actually decide, and this can inform management that, oh, okay, this is the right thing to do. This is when you have your peak value. This is when we should do our promotion. So this is really very important. So it's very important to analyze, you make your analysis and point out what you could find, the trends you could find in the analysis you've preferred. And then going, because we're also told to get the trend in CPC for promotion red and blue across weekdays, year, and holiday as well. So this is for weekdays, year, and holiday, while the other one was for day of the week, year, and weekends. Yeah, so after doing this analysis, I came out with this prediction that this will happen, so will happen if you make the promotion on this day, you get your peak value on this day, and you get your you get below peak value at this day. So this would be able to inform the management what to do, how to do it, when to actually put in more effort or put in more promotions, and when not to, because that way, because every company wants to, the goal of every company is actually to make profit and not to lose. So if being able to look into these trends helps the company to target on making more sales and making more revenue. Okay, so for the fourth business question, we were actually told to get the trend in CPC where there was no promotion across different days, months, weekdays, weekends, holiday, and year. So this is actually another analysis whereby I use the line chart, I use the pie charts as well. This way you're able to ascertain the trend in CPC when there is no promotion. So both across days, across months, weekdays, weekend, during holiday period, what happens during holiday, what happens during when they across different years. So we're just working with 2020 and 2021. So across these 2 years, what happened? Like, what's the peak value? What's the value of what do you get? What's your CPC value when there is no promotion? When during the day, when there's no promotion across months, when there's no promotion during the weekdays, weekend, holiday, and during 2021 and 2022. So this analysis, we need to understand how to analyze these graphs, because it will only help you to give a proper, because if you are in a company setup, like in a proper company setup, you'll be able to, because you are the analyst now, and imagine yourself coming into the board to tell board of managers what is going to happen in the next couple of years based on the trend which you've been able to analyze. So that way the company rely on you to analyze these things and give a forecast of what they should do and how they should do things, because most of the times this forecast come into play based on previous previous data sets, data sets. So with that, the companies actually make informed decisions on how to go and how best to do things. Okay, so once that is done, we've finally been able to answer all the necessary business questions for the project. Then we can then go ahead to do some further exploratory data analysis for promotion blue and red, and to ascertain which is most successful and what was being learned at the end of the day. So doing an explanatory analysis, EDA on this data set, I was able to ascertain that during no promotion day, we obtained 306. I think that's in dollars. Yeah, sorry, pounds, sorry. Because since I'm using a UK-based company, yeah, so I use the pounds concept. So for promotion blue will be at the end of the ROMI obtained at the end of this promotion for promotion blue was £344, and for red 417 pounds. So if you look at this, assuming you're taking this to a board of managers, and then they look into it, their mind will be like, oh, okay, we get more ROMI, because ROMI is more like a return on marketing investment. So what do we get at the end of this promotion? So if they look at it, they'll be like, oh, okay, so that means promotion red gives us more monetary value. So why don't we? So if you have to actually recommend, you would tell them, okay, I think I would prefer you go on for the promotion red because it gives more return on marketing investment. So the company would actually look into doing more promotion red adverts and promos in order to make more profits, because from the analysis, it means that maybe most you gain more adverts, or you gain more investments when you make it, you promote the red, when you make it a promotion red adverts. And then so after this summary analysis, we then go into the data science part of it, which is we need to obtain a model, because another major thing is, okay, how do the company actually make use of a model such that they can actually use it on their own, a user-friendly model. They can use it on their own and be able to predict this thing on their own, get more ROMI once they've gotten the required, like what if they have some features they want to put into. They want to know, okay, if I add A, B, and C together, is it going to give me something reasonable? What ROMI expectation are we looking forward to? What are we going to achieve? So that is the data science part of it. So now our job is to actually create a model that would help the company predict ROMI and predict if they are on the right track or not. Okay, so the evaluation metrics being used are R squared, MSE, RMSE, and MEE. I actually wrote. Okay. Yeah, so these are the major evaluation metrics that are being used normally for data science projects. And then the models that that are also mainly used during for a regression project is linear regression, k-nearest neighbor. We've got decision tree, random forest, SVM, XGBoost, and so using these models and making use of a stacking API, I was able to obtain this on Jupyter Notebook. So this is more like the screenshots when all these models were actually made use of the linear regression, KNN, the support vector, random forest. So at the end of the day, we got these values and we realized that linear regression outperformed its it came out with the best results at the end of the day with 0.852. So with that, we would then use, because the linear regression performed better both with the trained data set and the value data set. So in this during your while you are on your Jupyter Notebook, you would definitely do a lot of data science protocols, such that you test and train your data sets and ensure that they meet up with the necessary requirements. So it needs to be tested and trained. And with that, after all this has been done, you then you'll be able to ascertain which model was best fit for this project. So at this point, we realized that linear regression was outperformed the other models, using the evaluation matrices, the R-square mean, MSE, root square, and MAE. So with this, you're able to get these values. So another thing we were told to also obtain was to get the feature importance of random forest. So by feature importance, it means what features, what columns in the data sets were important for the to solve the problem for the company. So the feature importance, the top drivers for Romy using random forest, which was what we were told to use, because the project file specified that we should obtain the feature importance for random forest model, even when yes, we understood that linear regression actually outperformed, but the whole point of the question was we need to get the feature importance of random forest model. So using the random forest model, this was the result that was obtained, and we realized that we only had CPC, weekday, day revenue, clicks, and marketing spend coming out in the charts, because this was only what was required, that this was what random forest ascertained to be necessary for this project. And remembering that what was the other columns were holiday year, promotion blue, months, weekday, weekend, promotion red, CPC. So all these are all the columns that were fed into the model. And at the end of the training, it was realized that we don't need holiday for this to solve this project. We don't need year. We don't need promotion blue. We don't need month. We don't need weekend. We don't also need promotion red, but we needed CPC, weekday, day, revenue, clicks, and marketing spend. So this is for the model. This is for random forest model, actually. This is just the feature importance when you use random forest model to make your prediction. So according to the random forest algorithm, the random forest stated that we only needed CPC weekday day, revenue, clicks, marketing spend. But after careful observation, due to the need of the company's business, we would not be required. So there are some, after, even in as much as the model gives you the required importance, the feature importance for that model, we could also look into that model, look into what was the features, and then ascertain if these features are still necessary for the project. So after careful observation, we realized that this day feature, which Random Forest actually said was needed, might not really be necessary, because we could also extract the day feature from the weekday. Like when you study the data sets very well, you understand that it's more like a duplicate thing, because you don't necessarily need day, you can get it from weekday. And also revenue was not necessary for the business solution, because from the question being given, there was nowhere you could put in revenue, so it's not necessary for this to solve the problem. So however, we actually need to keep promotion red and blue, because those factors, the feature importance of Random Forest actually told us we don't need promotion red and blue. But for this project, we looked at it and realized that these two factors are really very important for this project. So for that reason, we would actually be keeping projects promotion red and blue, because if you look at the questions at the end of the day, the question specified, because we need to know, ascertain if promotion red gives the best, or promotion blue. So we need the two of them as well. And because they are both factors, the two factors are very important in determining roaming. So this is actually Streamlit. So using Streamlit app, I designed it so that the management can actually be able to, they'll just insert the values and then click on predict, and the app gives you the prediction. Okay, you're gonna get this as roaming. So the question was how much roaming. The business question was how much roaming, which is how much return on marketing investments shall we expect if the day is Friday, and we estimate to have 3,000 clicks. That's if you actually do this advert on a Friday, and then the number of adverts, when you click per each advert, there are like maybe 3,000 people clicked on this advert, and then we estimated to spend, our estimate was to spend just $5,000 a pound, depending on the company, and then and run promotion red. So now it's specified that, okay, assuming you decide to run, the company wants to know, okay, what is going to be the roaming if I decide to run promotion red, and then the marketing spend is £5,000 or dollars, and then we estimated, okay, assuming we get like 3,000 people click on the website to get the advert, and assuming it's on a Friday, what do we expect to get as roaming? So that's actually basically the question that we wanted to solve using the app that was created. So with this is one of the questions that management would want to know if they are the right track, on the right or wrong track. So yes, this was what, after doing this, realizing, okay, weekday is a Friday, which is represented as 4, using, because zero is Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 0 is Monday, 1 is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's from 0 to 5, from 0 to 4, which is a Friday. Then you've got your clicks, which is 3,000, marketing spend. So CPC is also so CPC, you don't have CPC, so you can assume it's zero, or like the question doesn't carry anything like, okay, this is CPC. But if you decide to derive the CPC, which is spend over clicks, you'll still come out with the same answer at the end of the day. And then you've got promotion red, which is yes. So like yes, meaning you're working on promotion red. The company said yes, and you want, assuming it's run on promotion red, so it's gonna be a yes, which is 1, and then promotion blue is no, which is a 0. So hence the return on marketing investment using the above specification is $9,221 or pounds. So in this case, I'll be using pounds because we are using a UK-based company. So yeah, so this is what a manager would want to know, if this is realistic or not. So with this app, they'll be able to know how realistic it is to go for a marketing spend of so and so amount, or if to go for a promotion red and all that. So also, it's also very important to give a recommendation at the end of every project, because the company most of the times look up to we, the data analysts or scientists, to prefer a recommendation, what they feel should be done, what they feel would happen in the coming year, and what they feel, okay, using the previous data, how do they think this is going to work out? So based on what we have seen so far, it's concluded that based on the analysis, it's safe to use promotion red because it provides the company with a more higher cost-effective return on marketing investment than promotion blue, and when there's no promo. It's also important to note some certain features, because you need to also let them know that, okay, yes, based on the fact, yes, I know that, okay, promotion red gives a good marketing return. We also need to understand that okay, during these days of the week, this is when you can get the peak CPC, and then on this day, and get a least cost on Sunday. During the month of the year, this is when you obtain the peak CPC, which is in March, and then the least cost in May. So this is really very important to let them know when to target and when not to target, when to invest and when not to invest is really, really important for every company. And yeah, this brings me to the end of my presentation, and I hope I was able to share as much as possible, and I hope you were able to understand what I have shared. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sophia. I think you really did a great job with this project. I love the way you walk us through the entire things, from the data cleaning, then to building your models and deploying it using Streamlit. So thank you for that.